Now, the biggest pro of being in honors programs, is it worth it? Today, I'm going to be discussing UTK's 4 honors programs in general terms and giving you guys an idea of whether or not you should apply for honors. Hello everyone, I'm Claire from Clairified Creations and welcome back. Let's get into the pro-con list. To make this video a bit more positive, we're going to start with the pros. I'm sure everybody loves hearing about the pros and we'll save the cons for later. The Howard Baker Center at UT offers a great study lounge equipped with computers and chairs, and it's card access only, which means that only honors kids can get into this lounge. The new building is super nice, so I'd highly recommend go checking that out if you're in need of a quiet space to study. Next is the special honors living and learning communities that they offer. It's basically when a bunch of people join together and they live in a specific residence hall based on their interest. So there's living and learning communities based on interests, clubs, and curriculums. So there's a nursing one, honors one, engineering, you name it, they have LLCs for that. Now the honors one is unique because you can stay in one of the most prestigious dorms at the University of Tennessee, which is Brown Hall. Brown Hall is notorious for being top-notch, super nice, because it is one of the newer dorms. It was built in 2014 in mind of honors kids, and trying to keep it up with that modern theme. You are smack dab in the middle of campus, which makes it the perfect dorm to get quick, easy access to anywhere. Because this is such a nice dorm, you can imagine all the freshmen want to go to this place because it is the most ideal one. There's this many freshmen and this many people can get into the dorm. So what they have designed is an honors LLC, an honors living and learning community in that dorm. So when you apply for that honors LLC, you will most likely be living in Brown, and that is what a lot of people do to try and get into Brown. So if you want to live in Brown, your best bet is to apply for the Honors LLC if you're a part of the honors programs. Another good thing about joining honors is you get some rewards and some notations at graduation. For instance, for 1794, you get a 1794 little pin and a notation on your transcript, whereas all the other programs, they give you an actual medal. Also, being in honors looks good on a resume. Personally, I have put that on my resume and I put that for future employers. When you say you're in honors, they automatically know you're a hardworking student and you have to take some initiative to be in that extra program. Another great thing about joining is you get to go to exclusive honors only events.
Ticket, please. Get your tickets. Tickets, anyone?
For my program, 1794, they hosted a formal. Unfortunately, it got canceled because of COVID, but they would have had a formal and several other unique opportunities that you wouldn't normally get to do if you were a regular student. Another amazing part about being in honors is the free cookie nights. Cookie nights are held every Wednesday from the beginning of school at the Howard Baker Center at typically 7 or 8 p.m., so it's kind of late. But if you're living on campus as a freshman, I highly recommend you go and check that out. But every Wednesday, Insomnia Cookies comes with a pack of a variety of cookies, and they're warm, freshly baked, chocolate chip, mint chocolate chip, everything cookies, oatmeal cookies, you name it, they have that cookie, so snatch it while you can and enjoy the free cookies. This event typically lasts about an hour, so you can come and go whenever it works for your schedule the best. Next is freebies. You get a bunch of freebies when you're in honors. I remember when we first went to the little honors meeting at the beginning of the school year, they had free planners, pens, and little stickers to put on that said UTK honors, which I think is really cute, and it's a great way to, brand your school all over your life. And it's free. It's a freebie. Free B. The next thing we're going to talk about is the library perks. There's 2 library perks that I can think of, and one of them is getting your own graduate carrel. Normally the carrels are little things, I'll insert a picture up here. The carrels are places to study for graduate only students, but because you are in honors, you get that personalized study space anywhere you want in the library. When school starts, you can go to the front desk, ask to reserve a carrel, pick out your designated one, and technically it's supposed to be reserved to you and only you for the rest of the school school year. A lot of times I found so many people using my carol and I had to kick them out, and eventually it got so old that I never used it again after about 2 months. I think it'd be best if you picked a quiet floor and somewhere that not a lot of people go to. Apparently my carol was super popular. Speaking of the library, you can also check out more books than you would normally be able to. For graduate students, it's the same. You can check out books for 16 weeks. That's crazy. That is almost an entire semester, or it might be a semester depending on how bad my math is. Now, the biggest pro of being in honors, this one is completely huge. This one alone, I can definitely recommend being honors for just this one reason, and it is priority registration. Priority registration for your classes as a freshman is huge, guys. You have no idea. Freshmen are at the bottom of the totem pole and seniors get top priority. So by the time freshman registration rolls around, all of your classes went from here to about this much selection. And all the freshmen are fighting to get that dream schedule, and a lot of people end up on waiting lists or they don't get any of their classes. I know several people that didn't get any of their classes they had planned for. To avoid this chaos, you get priority registration after your first semester of being a freshman. Towards the middle of your fall semester, you'll get to sign up a whole 2 months early than other freshmen, which almost guarantees you spots into all of your classes, and that was how I was able to get Fridays off for my second semester at UT. This is pretty much unheard of as being a freshman, but because you're in that honors program, you get to apply for all your classes so much earlier, and trust me, it saves a lot of time, hassle, and heartache over getting less than desirable classes. Since you have honors registration, you also get honors advising. Now, this is a separate advisor from your main primary college. So for me, I have the College of Nursing advisor, and then I also have a one-on-one honors advisor. Honors advising is really great so they can guide you through the honors process. Any questions you have relating to honors, your requirements, they will be able to help you out, and it's also a requirement that you go and see them once a year while you're in honors. I think it's really helpful to have that extra support system, and they're also really nice at the Howard Baker Center as well. We've gotten all of the pros out of the way, and unfortunately, it's time to talk about the cons of joining honors. With everything, there is going to be a pro and a con. There aren't as many cons as there are pros, but there are a few that I think everyone needs to be aware of before going ahead, taking the plunge, and signing up for honors. As you can expect, the term honors does not come lightly. It is honors for a reason, which means extra work. Yes, with honors, you're gonna have to do extra work. It's not a piece of cake. Trust me, I've been there. For $17.94, you have to write 4 essays per semester, and total, after 2 years, you will have to write 16 essays. Not only do you have to write the essays, but then you have to go to 4 events every semester. Now, 4 events doesn't sound like a lot, but for some of the events, they have multi-step processes. Like if you're doing the Global and Cultural Awareness pillar, you have to go to 2 out of the 3 meetings for that night, which can really add up and be very time-consuming. Not only do you have to write those 16 essays, but you also run the risk of them getting rejected. I've had this happen, and it is not fun. I had 3 essays rejected my first semester, and luckily, my second semester, all of them were approved. Now, the 3 essays weren't bad essays. I read them to my family, and they thought they were pretty good. At least for the $17.94 program, they have a very specific rubric that you have to follow all of your essays to, and if you do not follow that exactly, you're gonna get marked off and you won't pass. Even though you did the experience and you did all the work, they don't really care. They want you to write what you want to write. So basically, just tell them it's your best experience of your life. It was life-changing. You're going to do this, this, and this, and you should be okay. Kind of going along with the experiences, sometimes there are limited experiences that you need to go, so you are kind of required to plan accordingly to your schedule. Last semester, I didn't really keep my eye on the experiences, and I lost track of it, and I ended up having to go to some things I really wish I wouldn't have had to. Listening about energy and watts for an hour was not a fun experience. I think this next one is pretty obvious, but I'm going to go ahead and say it, and that is extra classes and then the more rigorous curriculum. Obviously, with honors, it doesn't just have the name. You do have to do extra classes, and sometimes you are required to take honors classes. For 1794, you don't specifically have to take an honors class. You have several options to choose from, but I do know with Chancellors, Haslam, and maybe honors leadership, you have to take specifically designed classes that have that label of honors. I've taken 2 honors classes so far. I don't think I'm going to take any more, but man, they're hard. They are not like any regular class. You do have a lot more extra work, which is another thing, time consuming. On top of the time consuming classes, you also have community service requirements. All of the programs except 1794 require community service. 2 out of the 4 of them require 25 hours, and Haslam requires 30 hours of service. That is a lot of service to complete, especially in your first year of being a freshman when you're trying to figure everything out and you're like, how do I get my brain around this? And then you've got to add on 30 hours of community service, rigorous classes. It gets hard. Finally, my last con of honors is the strong academic requirements that they make you uphold throughout your entire time while you're in the program. For 1794, you have to have a 3.0 GPA to continue in the program, otherwise you're put on probation. For honors leadership, you're required to maintain a 3.5 GPA. Chancellors, you have to have a 3.65 GPA, and let me tell you, I got a 3.65 GPA my first semester. Luckily, I raised that up a little bit on my second semester, but that 3.65 GPA, that is the bare minimum that you need, which is crazy because I only got 2 B pluses my first semester and I took 16 credits. That's not a lot of room for error at all. So you always got to make sure you're completely on top of your game with your academics. If you slip just a little bit, you could be put on probation and kicked out of the program entirely. Now with Haslam, I couldn't really find any specific requirements, but I imagine it's pretty high. It might even be a little bit higher than that 3.65 with Chancellors. So if you're in Haslam, I would recommend checking with your advisor or any other person that knows a bit more about that program. There you have it, guys. There are all my pros and cons for honors. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Bye! Which stands for, I have absolutely no idea. I forgot. It's been too long since I've been in college. I'm gonna look that up now. Doo-doo-doo. Ba-bam. I literally just forgot. I got it. You can check out 16 books. No, you cannot. You can't check out 16 books. I meant 16 weeks. Well, my iPad just fell. That's okay. I picked up my iPad. It fell on the floor. Good thing I have a case.